fork of the Saline River, Saline, depending on what part of the South you're from. Pretty secluded spot. I've never been down this particular track before, and it's only open through I think September 1st through the end of February, and then they close it off from March until the end of August. But a pretty good sized campsite. Probably getting, it's pretty flat. You could probably get 6 or 7 rigs in here, maybe fewer if you've got a trailer with you. It's got a fire ring right in the center. It's pretty clean. When I first pulled up, I walked around looking for trash along the creek side, and the fire ring is clean. I picked up one water bottle cap right here under the tailgate of the Jeep when I walked around. But I'm gonna make a quick bite to eat and then move on down the road. I'm over here today scouting out some trails and dispersed campsites for a trail cleanup coming up in a couple of weeks, about 3 weeks out. I believe it's third weekend in March. This road to this campsite won't be open at that point, but I decided, kind of connecting two places that I was checking out today. I've never been down through here because most of the time I've passed by either gate. It's been in the summertime and the gates have been closed. Had a couple of cool water crossings, a lot of mud holes, nothing, no big deal. Hard gravel in the bottom of them. It's really not. I hadn't even gotten into 4-wheel drive yet today, so I guess I've tracked up at this point maybe 25-30 miles in the last hour and a half, stopping and taking pictures and looking at campsites and that kind of thing. So you got to keep your condiments segregated. No mixing of the condiments. I went up to the top of Crystal Mountain to check the dispersed campsites up at the top of the overlook there, because usually every time I've been up here I've found trash, but today it was clean. This makes 5 campsites that I've stopped at, including where I stopped for lunch, and could not find any trash other than a couple of bottle caps here or there. So far so good. I'm going to continue to scout for these for a group campsite for the trail cleanup over here, but you know, come over here looking for trash and you can't find any. It's I guess that's a first. I will be getting to a dispersed campsite here in a little bit that has always had trash. So a couple more miles down the forest road and we'll see what we got there. One more thing before I pull out that I've been thinking about today. Going over some of these forest roads today that I guess I saw for the first time in late 2019, and just kind of reminiscing and thinking back on the trips that we've made over here and the people that we've met. And then I got to thinking about all the different influencers that I have followed, been a fan of, albeit temporary in some cases, and all those personalities that I've met in the last 2.5, 3 years. If you've spent any time talking to me, you pretty much have an idea who I'm talking about. They put out a video or two a week. Some of the basis of their channels started off with, you know, leaving it better than you found it. Not necessarily in that way, but get out and explore and clean up and do this or that to improve things and make it better than when you found it. 2 channels in particular have gotten fairly large in the last, I'd say in the last year and a half. But some of these channels that you see, and it doesn't have to be Arkansas, Utah, Idaho, Georgia, wherever you are in the country, consider leaving a comment on these channels, asking them to please mention, clean your space when you leave it. It's kind of a new twist on this idea of trying to, put the message out there. How about let's try to reach some of these larger folks? I know me personally, I've mentioned it, and I was a supporter of two particular channels early last year and into late 2020, early 2021, and tried to get them in conversations that I had and comments that I've made to, hey, mention a little bit. You got a lot of eyes on your channel. Let's see if we can, take 30 seconds, 45 seconds out of a 38-minute video of whatever, and just mention clean up your camp. Make a habit of doing that in every video. Sure, you've got the mind-numbed robots, the dolts out there that are just sitting in front of the boob tube that are just going to let it go right past them. But if you are like me and you've shown up at a camp site on a Friday night, and the first thing that you see a reflection of aluminum cans shining back at you as you're rolling into a dark camp, it's a little irritating. And I think that these folks who are profiting off of the U.S. force and BLM lands and living on the road full time, whether it be in a tent or a large pull-behind camper, don't you think you got a little bit of time that you can spend pushing the message out? I'm a very small channel. Don't expect to be anything any different, but a very small channel. For years to come, it's not my goal to make a living doing this. I don't have my hand out for overland welfare. A lot of them do. They're going after numbers, and they don't give a dang about the areas that are helping them take money from you, take money from manufacturers of product by getting free product. Like I said, more power to them, but use your platform for good instead of entertaining people who are living vicariously through your adventures. Those terms get used a lot, and people that support these channels in a tangible way should be taught, if you're going to go out and explore, which I want people to get off the couch, get out and do this stuff, but don't leave a mess. Scouting out your trip beforehand is as important as packing up the right gear to take on the trip. You got to know where you're going. You got to know that your vehicle and your rig is capable of getting you there. But another part of that is cleaning up the site. As I mentioned in the podcast that should be coming out here in the next couple of weeks, I just recently recorded this. I mentioned to my guests that I was interviewing, a lot of people come out here and treat it like a hotel room. They trash it. They expect somebody else to take care of it, or I don't care if anybody takes care of it at all. I mean, who cares? Who saw me? I dumped this trash out here. Are the squirrels going to rat me out? I don't understand the mentality of leaving some of this trash. And I will say today, I am pleasantly surprised at the cleanliness of the campsites that I have come across, because I've driven through purposely heavier trafficked areas thinking, well, I'm going to get sites that are filthy and I can, do this bit that I'm doing. But this is like the 7th or 8th campsite on a well-traveled forest road that I've stopped at that had any trash on it at all, other than, little bottle caps and whatever. So if you're fans of larger channels that do a lot of this, and whether they're full-time or not, leave it in the comments. Some of these folks read their comments and attack you. There's one here in particular in Arkansas that has, I'll just say, they're minions that if anything goes sideways in the comments, they come out like little piranhas. I mean, like little bitty piranhas. I sit back and you're entertained by some of the negativity, and you know, I don't want to pile on them, but if you're fans of some of these channels and you enjoy that, great. You know, that's wonderful. Keep doing that. All I'm asking is consider asking the question, hey, how about in some of your videos mention cleaning up the forest, doing a trail cleanup? You know, some of these guys are so big, I guess if they set up one, they would be swamped with people, because you got a bunch of fanboys and fangirls out there that would swarm for the fact that they want to meet this personality. Okay. But just see if you can mention that in your comments on other people's channel. I don't know of any other YouTuber out there that says, hey, go to another channel, leave a comment. Try to spread the word that way. I know that I've been trying to do that here recently, and I don't know if I'm blocked, ignored. You know, it's not entertaining to pick up trash, I guess. So just kind of spread the word that way. That's you know, these folks know who I am, and you know, they know what I stand for, and you'll never see me leave trash like this. And you try to, you know, just help people do better. There's no sense in getting into a shouting match or you know, a keyboard war with people. It's I saw a comment last night scrolling through a channel, or through comments on a video on one of these channels that I'm talking about, and the message from the viewer or the comment was pretty benign. Pretty simple. I mean, I wouldn't have taken it personally. It was just a question, and it just turned nasty. I don't know why these people feel like they have to be that way. So anyway, just a thought. Didn't mean to ramble for this long, but if you enjoy those channels and you enjoy seeing their content, and you don't see them mentioning, obviously there's a couple that don't care anything about tread lightly, but picking up trash and leaving no trace. I have seen little snarky comments of stacked stones in a creek, and they walk over and they kick them over and they turn the camera on themselves, which they're good at doing that. This is not leaving no trace. I almost fall out of my chair because I know how they wreck the forest every time they're out. Thank you so much for watching. If you're not a subscriber, please consider doing so. And if you subscribe, hit the bell icon so you're notified for all of my future videos. Leave a comment, share. See you next time.